Good afternoon, or good evening. Actually, it's after 6. Good evening. I'm out here in the shop, as you can plainly see. I was right about doubling the numbers. The southern part of the state, which is what we are in. Remember that video I put up there, 3 to 6. It's 6 to 12 now. I told you I'd make a better damn weather forecaster than those guessers. Anyways, I want to give you a little bit of update on the SQ-8 camera. I've been making some tests on it, and I've tried a couple of days doing recordings outside, although it's cold out there. The camera stays cold. It doesn't run hot at all, not even warm. It's ice cold. The first time I made the test, now it's fully charged, about 2 hours. They say 2 to 3 hours. I don't think it should be charged any more than 2, and that's pushing it. It's only a 200 milliamp hour battery, I should say. So I don't think it should be subjected to a charge longer than that. You run the risk of damaging the micro SD card from the heat that this generates. But the first time I was able to get about 28 minutes of continuous recording before the battery died, and the card was nowhere near full. Today I had a full charge on it, set it out there, pointed at the bird feeder, and it only recorded for about 15 minutes before the recording stopped. Now I went out and pushed the power button, and normally the blue light would come on. And when that blue light comes on, it means, you know, you're ready for your next video or whatever. Nothing happened, so I had to hold down the power button, and then the blue light came on, and I was able to make 2 small recordings because I only wanted to, you know, just to test it. So apparently, when it's cold, it doesn't like to record very long. The most that this camera will record is 28 minutes before the battery will crap out, regardless of the card size. Now, I've been charging the camera in several different ways. I've been charging it in the computer. Now, another issue that I've been finding recently is there's a window that comes up when I plug in the camera to the computer. When I got videos on here, it's a window that says something about the scan disk for errors or something like that. Fix them or you know, I guess ignore it or whatever, and you click out of it and it brings it up, and then you can open it in Windows Explorer. Well, I've been clicking off of that and I haven't had any problems. Today, I got that error and I said, scan for errors. And it did that, found no errors, and so I clicked out of it, and normally it'd bring up the little window saying, you know, see the files in Windows Explorer. Nothing happened. Also, down at the taskbar, the Safe Remove green little icon that sits there when you have a device plugged into the computer was not there. So I unplugged the camera, plugged it back in. I tried powering it on and powering it off. That usually makes the camera come on, and it shows a removable device, and when you click the power again, it takes it away. It didn't do that. I had to keep plugging it in and out. So if you ever get that scan thing on the screen of your computer, don't do the scan. There is nothing wrong with the files in the camera. The camera will either record them or not. So today I made a lot of recordings. I had a full charge, and it would only record today 15 minutes. 3 5-minute clips. That's all it would do. And when I went outside to push momentarily the power button, normally the little blue light in the corner, in the upper left-hand corner of the SQ-8, comes on indicating that it's ready to take more videos. That didn't happen, as I said. So I held down on the power button like I'm turning on the camera, held it down for a couple seconds. The blue light came on, and at that point I was able to record again. So the camera probably either shut down due to the cold, or it just shut down in the middle of recording for whatever reasons. None of the files were corrupted that I could see. They all look good. But I learned my lesson not to do a scan on it when that little gray box in the middle of the screen comes up saying the device needs to be scanned, there's errors on it or something like that. I wish I had taken a screenshot of it so you'd know what I'm talking about. But if you ever see that, don't just click out of it, and then it'll bring up the proper window so you can see what's on your camera. As I said, I've been doing several types of charging methods on here, and I'm going to show you right now. Okay, this is my wall wart I keep in the shop here. This happens to be a 2 amp Belkin, 5 volt. Now, I do it several different ways. Okay. I have my voltage and amperage tester here. Actually, I've already got an adapter right here. Okay, here's another one. Here's a 500 mil or half amp. I think I'm in camera. Wall wart, so I really didn't need to take this one out. But anyways, let me see what would be better for you to see here. This one you'd probably see better if I plug it into the wall over here. Alright, I'm using the Kodak ZE-1, so you should be able to see that. 5.04 volts. No current being drawn yet because the camera's not plugged in here. Now, a strange thing happens on these things here, at least wise it happened in the house. It seems to draw less current here than when I plug this into the USB in the computer. So let me get this plugged in here and I'll get right back to you. The strange thing is it's plugged in and drawing 0.11 to 0.3, so 110 milliamps, tenth of an amp, okay? And it pulled the voltage down to 4.97. Hope you can see that. You look at the back of the cube here, there is no light lit on the back of the cube. All right, so we're going to turn the power on the cube. All it did was blink the red light. I'll do it again. That's all it does. Okay. Now, I'm going to push it again and look at the current, see if that changes. No, it didn't change. It's varying, but it didn't change. No light on the back, okay? No light on the back of the cube cam, indicating it's supposedly charging. All right, I'm going to plug this cord directly into this. Hang on. Take a look at the back of the camera. Well, it was lit blue, but it isn't now. Made a liar out of me. All right, there it is. See that blue light? Now it went to red and it's flashing. It's blinking red. Okay? I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. Blinking red. All right. This is without this, which is the voltage and current monitor. Now, when this camera is plugged into the USB port on my computer, you will never see this red light. It'll always be a steady blue. Now, if I was to take the card out of this camera, which some reviewers have said to remove the card, that way it won't record on you, when it's being charged, because it has done that to me too. This light will be red. I'm not going to prove it now because it's going to be too time consuming to hook it up, right? Because I got something else plugged into the computer right now. So what I'm trying to say is there's a big variation as to how you charge this. If I was, as I said, if I was to take this cord here and plug this into my computer, this light would be a steady blue. Never red. However, if I take the card out and plug this into the computer, this will be red just like it is now. I don't know if you can see that, but it's red light now. It's a solid red. Okay? So that's what's happening now. It's a strange thing. So you really never know if this thing is charging fully or not, because there's too many variables here. Why should this make a difference? It's putting out the voltage. All it is a voltmeter and a current indicator, meter, and that's it. So, once again, I will put this back in. Note that this is red, a steady red now. I will put this back in here again. I'll join you in a minute. All right. You can see it's 4.97 volts, 1400 milliamps. Not 1400. 0.14, so that's 140 milliamps. If I'm reading that right, it's a little over a tenth of an amp. Nothing on here. Now I'm going to push the power button. I shouldn't have to do that. Nope, all it does is flash a little red and goes right out. I'll hold it down longer. It flashed a little blue and went right out. So, what I'm trying to say is, this is temperamental on charging. Supposedly, you're supposed to be able to charge it using these things. Now, I've used many different ones, and they all do the same thing. When I run it through here, no indication of charging appears on the camera. Normally, I leave it plugged into the computer. But I think the best thing to do, and I'm going to take out the card now. I don't like doing that, but I'm going to take out the card now and let's see if it'll charge. I'll do that. I'll remove the card off camera. Okay, I took the card out. See what it's doing? It's charging. And it's charging red, like the book says it's supposed to do. So the bottom line is, in the opinion of the old goat, remove the card when you're charging it. It apparently works better. And let's see what the current draw is. Look at the current draw, 0.05 to 0.07. It varies a little bit. So in other words, well, now it went back up to 1100, 110, not 11. I keep saying 1100. There's not enough decimal places over for me to really tell what it is, but if this left zero was a 1, that would be 1 amp. So it's a little over 100 milliamperes. But you can see it's down just a little bit, which shows you that it's made the difference. Alright, I got it plugged into the charger directly into the wall charger, the 5-volt one. The card is in. After I made this last portion of video and I inserted the card back into the camera, it would not turn on at all. So I pushed the reset button, and now it's, even with the card in it, I guess it's charging. So it's a very, very strange, and I don't trust these things, and well, it's only $12, but there are a lot of problems, I guess, and that's why they're so cheap. So not something that you can rely on, so it's a mystery to me why it's behaving like this. I got the card in correctly. So right now I got the other charger on here. I thought maybe it was my charger that went dead, so I tried the one I was using in the house. And I'm not using the voltmeter thing here. So now it's indicating charge. And it's still cold. Now, off camera, between the last video and this section of the video I'm recording now, I had this plugged in and no light was on or anything, and the camera was ice cold. Normally this camera gets quite warm even after only like 5 or 10 minutes of charging. It starts getting warm. So I can feel it getting warm now. So it is charging. It's very strange. Now, if I was to unplug that and plug it back in, it probably would not continue charging. So, this is more of a fumbling around, and, well, I thought I found out that it will charge with the red light flashing if you remove the card, which it did. Why now it's doing it with the card in, I don't know, but it never did this before. Unless I hooked it through this. So, very mysterious. But that's it. I just wanted to throw this video out here to you and give you something to think about. I really don't recommend this. I know in the beginning, yes, it's a good camera for the money, but if it's going to have to be reset, which is the first time I ever had to do that, and unreliable recordings and charging, it's not a good deal. So what I'm going to do is to go and take this in the house. I'm going to put this whole thing right into the wall and just leave it go like it is now. I don't know if it'll continue charging. I'm going to let it go for 2 hours. I don't really want to let it go any longer than that. So, once again, thank you for watching. We'll catch you on a video real soon. To a computer near you.